Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pocket M's. Today we're going to be playing 2-3 at Lake Elsinore Casino. This casino is famous for having their Elsinore Aces, which is 6-7 offsuit. That kind of just gives you some insight to how action-packed the players here are. So let's gamble it up and try to run it up. Hope you guys enjoy the hands. In this brand new 2-3 table, we pick up Ace Queen offsuit and under the gun 2. We open it up to $15. The low jack calls and it's heads up. The flop comes 10-4 deuce, 2 spades. We completely whiff. With 2 overcards, I choose to check and he checks back. The turn brings in the 6 of clubs. No help to us again. So we choose to just check again. And he checks back once more. The river is the 7 of spades, completing the front door flush draw. I check once more, trying to take it a showdown. He fires out for $20. And I do have the Queen of Spades blocker for the flush. I think if he had anything decent, he would have bet earlier. So for these reasons, I choose to look him up and I call. He shows King Jack high, and I show my ace high proudly, and we take it down. We send the message to not bluff us. Nice to take down our first pot. 12 minutes later, we pick up Ace Queen offsuit again, but in a small blind this time. There's an early position raise to $20. There's one caller, and in the small blind, it's a 3-better fold. So I 3-bet it up to $75. And now the original raiser goes all in for $270. He's the same player who I caught bluffing in our very first hand. With a bluffy image, I choose to call with my ace queen off. And the board runs out 3, 2, 10, and 9. No help to us once again. Hopefully our ace high is good. Unfortunately this time he shows pocket kings and we're crushed. Our stack goes down to $60 and we need to top up for another $200. 5 minutes after we top up, we have pocket sevens. We open to 15. A short stack goes all in for $50. He shows me pocket aces and we double them up. Kind of getting just beat up early in the session, but there's no need to fear because the aces are here. Finally, it's our turn for aces. We open it up to $15. Under the gun 2 min clicks it to $30. Now the button cold calls the $30. I have aces. I'm jamming it all in for about $120 effective, covering both these players. The 3-better snap calls. Oh my gosh, does he also have aces again? And then the button calls for $86. 3 ways all in, the run out comes jack high, and we scoop a $300 pot. Let's freaking go. The stack is back to even, and we finally win a hand. Building some momentum now, we'll pick up pocket 3s in the cutoff. It folds to us. Normally I would raise it up, but I choose to just open limp because I don't want to get 3-bet and have to fold my hand. The button raises it up for me up to $15. Both the blinds call and I call along to set mine, given a very good price. The flop comes Queen 9-3 rainbow. Cha-ching! We flop bottom set. It checks to me. I choose to check it to the pre-flop raiser. He sadly checks it back. The turn comes the jack of clubs. The big blind now leads out for $25. I choose to flat call, trying to slow play, and the button also calls. 3 ways now. The river is the brick 4 of diamonds. The big blind now checks. I go all in for $105, covering the big blind. The button, who only has $25 behind, makes the call, and the big blind folds. Our set is good, and we take down a $160 pot. In hindsight, I think the best play would have been to raise the turn. The jack of clubs connects the board a lot more there's going to be a lot of bad rivers, such as a king, 10, or 8, that'll bring in a 4-liner to a straight, making me unsure about my hand and potentially killing more action. If they did have a 10, then they're probably going to call, trying to chase their open-ended straight. And if they have a queen or 2 pair type holding, I think they might still call as well. Therefore, I think jamming the turn would have been the best move. So I definitely think I missed some value, but oh well, at least we won. Try and make it a hat trick with ace-5 offsuit on the button. There's an early position open to $10. The loose cannon on my right calls. He's been playing short stacked, buying in for like $40 or $50 and just trying to jam it in and get a double up. I choose to just flat call in position to see a flop. 3 ways to a flop comes ace-5-3, all spades. The loose cannon lives up to his name and he jams all in for $30. I make the call with my top 2 pair. It's heads up now to a run out, which comes the king of spades. Terrible card because now I lose to any flush. And the 2 of hearts. Another bad card because now it brings a 4-liner to the straight. Fortunately for me, he shows ace-9 offsuit with no spade, and we take down this pot. We just completed our hat trick, so 3rd time's the charm, right? Well, I hope so, because we pick up ace-queen offsuit for the 3rd time. We open it up to $15 from Under the Gun. Under the Gun 2 min clicks us to $30. This is the same player that we stacked with aces when he min clicked with his queens. Everybody folds to me. He only has about $95 in his stack, so I just 4-bet jam. Let's just get it in now. He snap calls once again, but this time he has pocket kings. The flop comes queen 10-7. All right, we got a chance. The turn is the 7 of clubs. No help. Come on, ace. The river is the 5 of hearts. And we lose again with ace queen to kings. Yeah, ace queen is just not our hand today. Alright, ace queen is trash. No wonder Doyle Brunson calls it the parking lot hand. That's why we pick up ace king in the big blind. Let's go. There's 5 limps to me. We're in the big blind. And we ain't playing for no $3. We bump it up to $40. And only the Under the Gun 1 limper calls. Let's get our revenge. It's heads up to the flop of king 5-2, 2 clubs. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ace king's already working wonders. I down bet to $30. He calls. The turn is the 7 of diamonds. Pretty great card for me. Doesn't change much. He has about $200 behind. So I'm going to try and play for it all. Trying to set up a river jam. I size up to $85. Planning to get his 115 by the river. Unfortunately, he folds pretty quick. I don't think he had much. But we still take down this $150 pot. So there we go. Bouncing back from our ace queen. All right, we pick up one of our favorite hands in poker. Jack king off on the button. There's an early position open to $13. And it goes 5 ways to the flop of 10 queen 9. Cha-ching! We flop the nut straight. Let's go jacking off. The pre-flop raiser checks, and the low jack bets out for $40. Even though there's a flush draw out, there's a lot of players left to act, so I choose to just flat call. And now the small blind goes all in for $141. The low jack player calls, and now it's time to spring the trap.
You triggered my trap.
I jam, covering him for about $60 more, and he has no choice but to call. 3 ways all in. The turn is the 6 of hearts. All right, pretty clean card. We just got to fade a heart, or we got to fade a board pair. So come on. The river is the 6 of diamonds. Oh my gosh, like the worst river in the world. Pairs the board and brings in the front door flush. All right, we're probably going to lose this one. So we show our hand thinking we probably got rivered, but shockingly enough, they both muck. And we win with our straight. Let's freaking go. We scoop in the $600 pot, even after we face the worst river ever. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what they had, but I ain't complaining. I will take this pot. A whole orbit passes before you pick up ace 4 diamonds in the big blind. There's an early position open to $15. The low jack calls. And this is a spot where I can either 3-bet or just call. I usually tend to respect early position opens, so I'm just going to call this time. And it goes 3 ways to a flop of ace, king, queen, 2 diamonds. We flop the world with top pair and the nut flush draw. I check, intending to check raise. The preflop raiser surprisingly checks, and now the low jack bets out for $20. Alright, we're sticking to the plan. I check raise to $60. Low jack calls and is heads up. The turn is the 3 of spades. I still have top pair and the nut flush draw. If he has a better ace, I think I could bluff him off his hand, and if he is on a draw, then I'd like to get all the money in now. If he had 2 pair or better, I think he would think about erasing on a draw heavy board instead of just snap calling. His stack doesn't seem that big, so I don't really ask for a count. I just slide in a chip stack covering his, thinking that I'm putting him all in. To my mistake, he still has a blue chip worth $100 in his hand, which I didn't see. So I had inaccurate chip stack amount where I kind of bet less than I wanted to. Anywho, he snap calls with that blue chip in his hand, indicating that he is probably still on a draw. The river is the 2 of clubs, total brick. I'm just going to stick to my line and commit. I'm basically turning my hand into a bluff now, putting him all in for his remaining $80. And he snap folds, indicating that he was more than likely on a worse draw. Probably like the jack X of diamonds. Pretty sure I had the best hand here. Maybe I could have checked to induce a bluff. But either way, pretty happy with how I played this, and we take down another one. Moving on to the last hand of the night, there's an under the gun straddle to 6. The cutoff limps to 6. I raise it up to $25 in position. Only the straddler defends. Heads up to the flop comes 2, 3, 4 with 2 clubs. The straddler checks with a gutter to the wheel and 2 overcards. I choose to just check back, seeing a free card. The turn brings in the 9 of clubs, giving us top pair, top kicker. But it does complete the front door flush draw. When he checks, I feel a lot better about my hand. So I choose to value bet $25, protecting against any 1 club holdings, and he calls. The river is the king of spades. It's a card over my pair, but it is great for my range. And at least it's not a club. And when he checks, I think I can squeeze in a little bit more value, targeting a 4 or a weaker 9. So I choose to bet 1/4 of the pot for $25. And he quickly calls. I show my ace 9, thinking I'm good, and he shows pocket 4s for a flop top set. Did not expect that one at all. And we lose $75 value owning ourselves on the river. In hindsight, I do think the value bet on the river was way too thin. The reason why I did this was because I just think if he had a flush or a strong hand, he would have bet himself on the river, making me believe that my ace 9 was the best hand. So let me know what you guys think about this hand down below in the comments on how you would have played it, or if I just got too greedy, or if this guy just way under-repped his hand. After bleeding chips for about an orbit or 2, we decide to rack it up and book the win. Alright guys, that'll do it for this episode. Even though our ace queen keeps failing us, we're still managed to book a win. We were in for $500, out for $820 for a profit of $320. So pretty good session. Short one today. We only played for about 2.5 hours. Typically we like to play for like 4 hours-ish. If you like our content, please hit the like and subscribe button on the bottom. It'll help out the channel a lot, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.